Hi, it's me, Dr. Prasad Potilam. Continue my classes, class number 4, coordination chemistry, and it's magnetochemistry, the magnetic properties of coordination compounds. Okay, so previous classes explained about the introduction to coordination compounds, introduction to transition metals, ligands, and the structure of complexes. Then this class, it is explanation on types of magnetic behavior. It's a very simple topic, easy to understand. Okay, so we'll continue with this topic, that is types of magnetic behavior. So magnetic properties of solids are mainly due to the spin nature of electrons. We know the electrons are capable to rotate by its own axis, that we call as a spin. So based on the spin, we can say that it is half spin or negative, or plus half spin or negative half spin. That will contribute towards the magnetic property. So it is represented here. If it is plus half, it is going towards the north direction. If it is negative half, it indicates that the attraction towards the north direction, end pole. Okay, so we can say that the magnetic property is mainly due to that of this electron spin, but also there are other contribution like orbital angular momentum also contributes. So magnetic properties are arise from spin as well as orbital angular momentum of the electron contained in a compound, that also need to be considered. Okay, so nucleus, the electrons, it will spin around its own axis, that creates the plus half as well as minus half spin, that contribute towards the magnetic property mainly. Then as it is rotate, so it orbit, we say that it can also move towards the it can circle the nucleus in a spherical way or in a cloudy way. Anyhow, it is moving, so it creates an orbital angular momentum, that also contribute towards the magnetic behavior. Then based on that, if paired electrons, okay, if a pairing takes place, if while writing the electronic configuration, the molecular orbital structure, when we write the pairing structure, so paired electron in molecular orbital may repel to the magnetic field, and if it is an unpaired state, then uh, it will attract, or it will take up the magnetic field. It can, unpaired electrons in molecular orbital may contribute to the paramagnetic behavior. Okay, that means if it is a paired electron configuration, is the paired electron structure, if you write orbital structure, if you write, then it will be, usually it will not be giving much contribution towards the magnetic behavior. Whereas if single electrons are there, then we have to consider it as a magnet or magnetic behavior. So we classify the magnetic behavior as diamagnetism, paramagnetism, ferromagnetism, antiferromagnetism, and ferrimagnetism. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of magnetism that we that we have to discuss, or we have to explain, that you have to see in coming classes also. So diamagnetism, it is found by substances with no unpaired electrons. That means while writing the orbital structure, there are no pairing of electrons takes place. So unpairing of electrons, it causes diamagnetism. They are weakly repelling the magnetic field. Okay, it will not be attracted towards the magnetic field, whereas it is weakly repelling the magnetic field, because when a magnetic field comes, the induced magnetism, which is the, that is opposing to that of the external magnetic field. Therefore we call such substances, such materials as diamagnetic materials. Examples are H2O, sodium chloride NaCl, CC6, TiO2, V2O5 are example for diamagnetic substances. Whereas paramagnetism in which there are presence of unpaired electrons while writing the the orbital structure, and you write, if there is an unpaired electron, then we can say that it is having paramagnetism. That is, in presence of magnetic field, it can act as a magnet, or it contributes towards the magnet, but they lose the magnetic field, the magnetic strength it loses as soon as the external magnetic field is removed. That means if a magnetic field is there, this will contribute, the paramagnetic substances will contribute towards the magnetic property. But once the magnetic field is removed, then it immediately it will lose immediately the next moment itself it will lose its property, it will go back to its original or natural state. Okay, such type of materials we call it as paramagnetic materials. Examples are oxygen O2 dioxygen O2 or Cu2 plus, Fe3 plus, Cr3 plus, they are contributing towards paramagnetic property. Ferromagnetism to explain, let us have to take consider best example as iron. Iron, if you structure the microstructure, if you consider, we can say there are so many domains. Okay, in solid state, the metal ions of ferromagnetic substance are grouped together into small regions called domains. Domains means they are having the positive, negative charges and or spheres like structures. So they are arranged in a particular manner. Okay, so it is represented in the image. You can see these are our domains. Okay, this domain, the electrons are arranged, grouped or directing towards one point. This is another domain, the third domain, the fourth domain, fifth domain. Okay, so these are the different domains, or we call also call as grains. Okay, domains or grains. If it is introduced into a magnetic field, then all these domains or grains will align towards the magnetic field. It will align themselves to support the external magnetic field. Such a type of compounds having this type of property, which are contributing towards the magnetic field, it will be get magnetized. Okay, so this is the magnetic field upward direction, it is represented here. That magnetic field is introduced. Okay, so when magnetic field is introduced, the domains are also arranged in the same direction. Even if the magnetic field is removed, then this direction it will remain there. That means it will act as a strong magnet. Even after the removal of magnetic field, it will continue acting as a magnet. Such type of materials we call it as ferromagnetism. So it is represented here. All the domains are, or all the domains are arranged towards the same direction. Same direction means it creates a strong field. Thus, a strong magnetic field is generated there. Examples are iron, cobalt, nickel, gadolinium, and CrO2. Okay, whenever I pronounce gadolinium, I call it as gadolinium. I don't know why. So it is gadolinium and CrO2. Okay, so don't call me as gadolinium, sir. In whenever you meet me. Okay, I know you will call me like that only. So it is iron, cobalt, nickel, and gadolinium, and CrO2 are example for ferromagnetic substances. That means they will become strong magnet. Then next comes anti-ferromagnetism. Anti means what, whenever you hear this word, that is opposing. Anti means it is opposite to that one. So it is opposing that of ferromagnetic property. So you can say domain structures are similar to ferromagnetic substance. The domain structures are similar to the ferromagnetic substance, but in presence of the magnetic field, some domains are opposed and it is in the alternately. Okay, so some domains will be aligned towards the magnetic field, some domain will be opposing to that. Such type of materials are also found. That means the arrangement, you can see domain arrangement upward, downward, upward, downward. So it is equally arranged so that the total effect it will be zero. Okay, that means it is not a magnet, it will not act as a magnet. Examples are MnO, MnO2, Mn2O, Fe2O3 are all example for anti-ferromagnetism, the substances showing anti-ferromagnetism. The last one, that is ferrimagnetism. It takes the combination of ferromagnetism and anti-ferromagnetism. Okay, so the magnetic domains are aligned in parallel and anti-parallel directions, but in unequal numbers. So if you take the image, you can say that most of them are facing upward direction, but few of them are facing downward direction. That means it is not cancelling out completely. So a little bit magnetic field it will be generated, but it is not as strong as that of a ferromagnet. Ferromagnet, all the domains are in the same direction, whereas in antiferromagnetism it is cancelling out, alternate domains are in the opposite direction. In ferrimagnetism, some of the domains are opposing, not all. Therefore it can act as a magnet, but not as strong as that of a ferromagnet. Therefore examples Fe3O4, that is magnetite, and ferrites like MgFe2O4 and zinc Fe2O4. Okay, so that's all from the presentation type of magnetic behavior. Okay, so coming classes I'll continue with the magnetic properties, magnetic momentum, a spin only magnetic momentum, then orbital contribution towards that, or then spin coupling, splitting, crossover, so many terms, simple terms. We'll discuss that in coming classes. So once again, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.